Hello students, how are you? Hope you understand my previous video on solubility of gases in liquids. Now today we will start with the next topic of the chapter of solution. The topic is vapor pressure of liquid solution. So topic is vapor pressure of liquid solutions. Now to understand this you must know what is vapor pressure. To understand about the vapor pressure, let's take an activity. Now suppose this instrument, it is called as manometer, a closed end manometer. It is a conical flask attached with a glass U tube, and there is a mercury filled in this U column, and there are graduations made on this side. Now in this evacuated vessel, let's take a liquid. Now when we take a liquid in this vessel, the particles of liquid evaporate and they fill the container. So this is the liquid phase, and above this green dotted phase is a vapor phase, vapors of this liquid. Now these vapors, they move randomly all over this space and they strike on the inner walls of the container and they exert some pressure, and then when they collide this level of mercury, they exert some pressure on here also. So mercury will depressed in this portion and rises in this. Suppose mercury starts rising due to the number of vapors increases in this vapor region, and mercury rises and it stops at certain points. Now when the rise in mercury level stops, that means evaporation stops? No, evaporation is still going on, but at the same time the opposite of the process, that is condensation, also starts. So initially there will be a evaporation, and at some point the condensation also starts. When the rate of evaporation becomes equal to the rate of condensation, then there is no increase in vapor pressure and the equilibrium is achieved. At that equilibrium, the pressure exerted by the vapors on the inner walls of the container and on the surface of the liquid is called as vapor pressure. So we write down the definition of vapor pressure. Vapor pressure, the pressure exerted by the vapors above the liquid surface in equilibrium with the liquid is called as vapor pressure. Next is the vapor pressure of liquid solutions. Vapor pressure of liquid solutions. Now when a binary solutions of two liquid is placed in a closed vessel, suppose we have a closed vessel and here we take our liquid. Binary solution means it has two components A and components B. Now both the components will evaporate. A will also evaporate, B will also evaporate, and eventually an equilibrium would be established between the vapor phase and the liquid phase. In case of binary solution of two volatile liquid, the vapor phase contains the vapors of liquid A, also vapors of liquid B. So the total vapor pressure P according to the Dalton's law of partial pressure, that is PA plus PB, where PA and PB are the partial pressure of component A and B. French scientist F.M. Raoult in 1886 gives a quantitative relationship between partial pressure and mole fraction of the components. This relationship is called as Raoult's law. Raoult's law. According to this law, at a given temperature, for a solution of volatile liquids, the partial vapor pressure of each component in the solution is equal to the product of vapor pressure of pure component and its mole fraction. Again I am repeating, at a given temperature for a solution of volatile liquids, the partial vapor pressure of each component in the solution is equal to the product of vapor pressure of pure component and its mole fraction. Now for a binary solutions of two components A and B, partial pressure of A is PA and partial pressure of B is PB, and according to Raoult's law, PA is equal to PA naught XA, PB is equal to PB naught XB, where XA and XB are mole fraction of A and B respectively, and PA naught and PB naught are vapor pressure of pure component A and B. According to Dalton's law of partial pressure, total pressure P is equal to the sum of the partial pressure of components. P is equal to PA plus PB. Now applying the value from Raoult's law, P is equal to PA naught XA plus PB naught XB. Now also we know that XA plus XB is equal to 1, or XA is equal to 1 minus XB. Substituting this value of XA in this equation, it comes out P is equal to PA naught 1 minus XB instead of XA plus PB naught XB. Rearranging, we get PA naught plus XB, we take common, PB naught minus PA naught. From this equation, following conclusions can be drawn, that the total pressure can be related to the mole fraction of solute, and vapor pressure of the solution varies linearly with the mole fraction of solute, and as PA naught and PB naught are constant, and depending upon the vapor pressure of pure components A and B, the total pressure over the solution may increase or decrease with the mole fraction of components A and B. Now let's understand with the help of this diagram. Now it is vapor pressure is plotted against mole fraction. Now according to Raoult's law, PA is equal to PA naught XA. Now when PA, partial pressure of A, is equal to 1, this situation XA is equal to 1, this is means there is a pure component PA, and XB is equal to 0 means here there is a only pure component A, and this dotted line represents the partial pressure of A. Here XA is equal to 0, XB is equal to 1, passes through the origin. This is the partial pressure of A, and this line here XB is equal to 1 means it is a pure component B, and the pressure here is due to the pure component B, that is PB naught. And if we go from this end to this end, we decreases the concentration of B and increases the concentration of A, and here XB is equal to 0 means only A is left, so the partial pressure of B becomes 0, and this dotted line represents the partial pressure of B. This is dotted line represents the partial pressure of A. Now this line joining PA naught and PB naught, this is the total vapor pressure of the solution at any concentration between pure component A and pure component B. Now assuming that the partial pressure of PB, pure component B, is more than partial pressure of pure component A, this line is not linear like this, this is like this. That means the component B is more volatile than component A, and if you join the two lines PBA naught and PB naught, this is the line for total vapor pressure of the solution. Next is vapor pressure of solutions of solids in liquids. Vapor pressure of solutions of solids in liquids, or you can say the solution containing non-volatile solute. This is the most common class of solutions formed by the dissolution of solids in liquids. For example, NaCl in water, so common salt in water. We have sugar in water, glucose in water, urea in water, etc. Now some physical properties such as vapor pressure is quite different than those of pure solvents. Now let us take an example of a non-volatile solute in a solvent, for example sugar in water. Suppose there is a closed container containing water, sugar dissolved in water. When the evaporation occurs, the vapor phase contains the vapors of water only. Why? Because sugar is non-volatile. However, the vapor pressure of solution is found to be less than that of pure water. If it had been the pure water, the vapor pressure will be different. Now when we add sugar, the vapor pressure is less. So on dissolving a non-volatile solute, on dissolving a non-volatile solute to a solvent, vapor pressure of resulting solution decreases. Let us find with the help of an example diagram. Now here there are two conditions. This is the vapor pressure of pure liquid. Now these dotted lines are the these rounds are the particles of liquid. Now this is the line of the surface of the liquid. The particles below this are in the liquid phase and the particle above this surface are in the vapor phase. Now the surface of the liquid is filled with the particles of the pure solvent. Now because this is the pure liquid, now some of the particle escape from the surface and goes into the vapor phase. So the vapor pressure is due to the solvent only. Now this is the vapor pressure of a solution containing non-volatile solute. These dark dots which are seen are the solute particles which are non-volatile. Now some of the surface is occupied by the non-volatile solutes, and non-volatile solute, they will not evaporate, and they also blocks the solvent particles which are to be evaporated if it had been on the surface. So as the surface of the liquid is blocked by the non-volatile solute, less number of vapors can form, so the vapor pressure of the solution decreases when we add a non-volatile solute to a solvent. Now in such a solution, total pressure P is equal to PA plus PB, partial pressure of A and B, as B is non-volatile, it does not form any vapors. So total pressure P is equal to the pressure of component A only. So P is equal to PA, and this is equal to, according to Raoult's law, PA naught XA. Now we can define Raoult's law in another form also, that is, at a given temperature, the vapor pressure of a solution containing non-volatile solute is directly proportional to the mole fraction of solvent. Now total pressure P is proportional to mole fraction of solvent A, or Raoult's law says P is equal to PA naught XA. Rearranging it, P upon PA naught is equal to XA. Subtracting 1 from each side, so it becomes 1 minus P upon PA naught, this is equal to 1 minus XA. 1 minus XA is equal to XB, and it becomes PA naught minus P. This term PA naught minus P is called as lowering of vapor pressure, as PA naught is the vapor pressure of pure solvent and this is the vapor pressure of solution. When you add non-volatile solute, the vapor pressure decreases, so the difference is called as lowering of vapor pressure. And this term PA naught minus P upon PA naught, this is called as relative lowering of vapor pressure. So PA naught minus P, lowering of vapor pressure, PA naught minus P upon PA naught, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Using this equation, PA naught minus P upon PA naught is equal to XB. Raoult's law can be modified as relative lowering of vapor pressure of a solution containing non-volatile solute is equal to the mole fraction of the solute at a given temperature. This is all about the vapor pressure of liquid solution. In case of any doubt, write in the comment section. We will be dealing with the next video. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.